I'm Katie. I'm the general manager here at ADAC. There's plenty of seats over here, so come on in. All right, good morning, everyone. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call something out. Today's the first day of Lent. I went to Mass this morning, so for everyone who's like, you have something on your forehead, I know. You'll see a lot of my team in the photos today. This is authentic, but still. Good morning, everyone. So we're here for Digital Day, and as most of you know, or if you don't already, Digital Day is one of our 2 business series that we do each year. And Spring Digital Day is focused on technology and how can you use technology to build your business. If you are enjoying today, after you get through the presentations, remember that we also have a Fall Business Day, which is Get Down to Business, that's focused on a little bit more of the hands-on day-to-day business. How do you grow your business through sort of practices within the day-to-day. So just remember that all of our presentations are recorded, so we've got the notebooks and pens for you to take lots of notes, but if you miss something and you want to go back and hear any of the presentations, they will be on our YouTube channel at some point in about a month once we get those up, and we send emails out about that as well. So just remember that you do have the event guide in your chair as well. It has the list of all 4 of the events that we have going on. Remember that we're going to end the day with something new this time, which is a sip and stroll with ASID. So I hope that you all will all stick around for that. After this presentation, we'll take about a 15-minute break before the next presentation, and then we're going to have an hour for lunch. That is a tight time frame. We've given you an hour, though, so just to help you out, we're going to have a screen with Hungry Peach, the QR code, so you can look at ordering that online so you can go pick it up and hopefully make that transition for lunch a little more quick for you. Social media, have some fun with us today. This is a technology-driven and often social media-driven day, so use our hashtag, which is Digital Day at ADAC, and our handle is at ADAC Atlanta, and show us how much fun you're having while we're learning today. And I want to thank all of our sponsors for today. That's Business of Home, Kitchen and Bath Business Magazine, and ASID. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to Jennifer for our Business of Home presentation.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'd like to thank ADAC and Business of Home for inviting me to be here. And we're going to have a lot of fun today. You're probably wondering, what is this on my table? So at the end of this presentation, we're going to have a little bingo. You have your bingo markers. Unfortunately, there's no big prizes or concession station like at the church, but we're going to have a lot of fun. And then you'll also see we have another doc on the table called Finding Your Perfect Social Media Partner. It's a compatibility checklist. You're welcome to use that throughout the day. In fact, I encourage you, after you have this presentation, a big part of this is about collaborations. So today, while you're networking, I'd like you to also think about who could potentially be that ideal partner for you on social media. So you can meet up in real life and then also online and support and help each other. So we're going to talk about the death of the follower, the birth of the true fan, future-proofing your interior design brand. So originally, this started out as a bigger presentation that we did with Business at Home virtually, where we talked about all the things you could do to build community, get back to, you may have remembered something called networking, where you walked in a room, you had a name tag, you introduced yourself. Well, that's kind of got lost along the way on social media. And what the algorithms now are saying, we want you to get back to that. So we're just going to remind you, a lot of you who used to do that and do that really well, or still do that really well, are going to find it a lot easier, I think, to do that on social media with just some of the tools and tips that I share today. That's me. There's a bit about me. You're going to get this presentation, so any slide you can read more in depth into or ask me questions later on. My background, I have a digital marketing agency. We focus on interior designers, home brands, building product manufacturers across the country, and also Canada. So cry with me for a moment right now. We're all going to be feeling this one for a bit. So we work with our clients to really help them, support them holistically across digital marketing, from your social media to your website to your SEO. What does that all mean? How does it work together? We support you all on that. We do that through retainers and consulting work. I have a lot of experience working on campaigns, working with influencers before they were called influencer marketing. I worked for Bette Midler. We planted 1 million trees across New York through a marketing campaign. We worked with companies like DSW and many others. I also worked with the Yankees, Goldman Sachs, and now in 2019, I niched my agency to support and work with interior designers and home brands. And you all are a lot of fun. As a Savannah College of Art and Design graduate, I'm thrilled to be back with all of you creative people. Death of the follower. I know it's very like, what does this mean? This seems so scary, but really what it means is vanity numbers aren't something that people should, how many followers do you have? Really, it's about the engagement and that relationship that you have with them, because someone even like Kim Kardashian, she have millions and millions of followers, but like a 0.02 engagement rate. So when you're working with a brand, these are the things they want to know. Now they're waking up to the fact they're caring less about numbers and more about the people that you actually interact with online. 2024, Jack Conte, Patreon's CEO, introduced the death of the follower concept during the South by Southwest event and keynote that he had. He talked about ways that we really have to stop talking about the numbers, and he saw the change that was happening from the algorithms online. And drawing from his experience as a musician and tech leader, he explained how TikTok's For You algorithm changed everything. How much of you are active on TikTok? A couple, right? How much of you are active on Instagram? Great, awesome. This talk's for you, you're in the right room. Okay, but TikTok, what it did was it influenced the way we work and do things on Instagram, and you may not be fully aware of that. But once the discovery feed came out and people were being served up information on the interests they had, the videos they consumed, they got more of that and more of that. And what happened is TikTok said, we're gonna do the same thing because they're doing really well at this. People are really consuming more information and content. So they decided to have less of your followers see your content and also implement that discovery rule. And a lot of people, even up to 80% of content creators were realizing content creators are realizing they were losing up to 80% of their traffic. So how many of you have seen engagement, a lot of your followers and content getting less traction on Instagram? How many of you are not even looking at your numbers? You could be honest here. Okay, it happens. So for interior designers, Instagram, what does this mean? Algorithm prioritizing discovery over followers. Engagement rates are plummeting, and beautiful content is disappearing into the void. I know this sounds, again, very doomsday, but all those wonderful magazines that you love that are posting beautiful room photos, they're all trying to deal with this. It's not that just you, it's everyone. We're all in this together, all trying to figure out how to use the tools. And what Instagram is saying is we have tools that we want you to use, and we're all trying to figure out, okay, which ones do we use? How do we use them? I don't have to do all of them, or they're just a few, and that will help. That will help you get more visibility. So when was the last time you posted something you were proud of that got surprisingly little engagement? Every time. I love this. This is amazing. Oh my goodness, my mother liked it or my cousin liked it, right? You're like, okay, so we're going to try to help you combat that too. I'm a tech nerd, data nerd, so this is a little timeline here just to give you an idea of how all hell broke loose. But in 2010, your chronological feed followers saw everything you posted, right? They were watching, they were learning, they were commenting. Then in 2016, only some less followers are seeing. In 2020 is when discovery started and when TikTok really made a breakthrough. And now TikTok is still a threat. Instagram, we all know Reels, we're all using Reels. Well, now they just announced something that they did before. They're gonna now create an app, Instagram, that's just Reels. So now we're gonna have another login. So get ready to put that in your book. But yeah, not sure when that's gonna happen, but they've also just announced that's something they're considering. Yeah. The solution isn't more followers, it's deeper connections, but with fewer true fans. I'd like to know, just in the crowd, offhand, could you just maybe say a follower that you interact with often on your feed that you know of, that comes to you, that maybe is a client or a friend, right? Sister, right? That's your true fan. Number one, you have one. You're starting. All right, who are true fans? Again, not rocket science, but people who consistently engage, those who save, share, and respond, clients who follow, and industry peers. And one of the things that I want you all to leave with today is I have this compatibility checklist that you're going to use throughout the day to really, on that fourth bullet, to really get that one moving. Take 30 seconds. What would your Instagram look like if it consisted of only true fans? Would your content change? Would you think more about it? When you go to meet up a friend and have a conversation with them, you're thinking about the things you want to ask them because you haven't seen them in forever, right? So would it be different than just putting up a picture for the sake of putting up a picture? That's how we have to start thinking. Why 100 true fans on Instagram overvalue 10,000 passive ones? They engage with everything you post, boosting your algorithm position. They save and share your content. This is a big one. This says to Instagram, people are saving and sharing, extending your reach. And they respond to calls of action. Calls of action could be go to a link in your bio, to make a comment, to buy. Some of you have shops also that you have on Instagram. They respond to your calls of action. They defend your work against critics. They're less affected by algorithm changes. We've even seen now, people will be commenting, someone will comment back, and you're like, I don't even know that person, they're defending me, this is awesome. It's happening across Instagram. Now we're gonna hop into Instagram tools. We're going to specifically talk about certain tools that you can use that will help you to break through the algorithm and to be seen more and heard more and to boost those saves and shares. How many of you in this room are currently using any of the tools that Instagram has for you? Well, let's dive in. Let's dive in. All right. Instagram-specific tools. We have something called Close Friends for exclusive content. Instagram Notes, right? How many of you in your note on Instagram, maybe for today, said that you were at this event? It's one of the tools. Collaborative posts, partnering up with someone. Hopefully you're gonna meet some people today that you can collaborate on. Brands, if you're working with a brand. Instagram Live. I know during COVID, there were a lot of Instagram Lives that were happening in our industry, ones that you probably checked in often. And guides. You all are experts at a certain thing that you do, right? You're all designers, but you all have something specific to offer people. So Close Friends. These are one of the tools on your app. Everyone can see now. If you have your phone, you can kind of look in and see. You're going to get this presentation too. But under Close Friends is where you can create a list of people that you can engage with and send information to, right? And this allows you to be in touch with your close friends that you have on the list, and then they're more likely to respond. It's more likely to tell the algorithms, we're active, we're here, people are being responsive, and that should give you a boost as well. And close friends doesn't literally have to be close friends. It could be a colleague, it could be a brand you work with, it could be anyone. It's just people that you want to get specific information. Then there's a broadcast channel. A lot of you may be on broadcast channels already, where you get messages into your direct message box that informs of maybe like a blog or some other information that came out. Specials, events people are going to. So you can invite these people to join your broadcast channel through DMs. Again, it's like, I'm gonna have an Instagram Live tomorrow, join me. It's just another avenue for you to be in touch with people and share information. And even if you do 2 of these things, it's going to help you. So I hope no one's overwhelmed at this moment. Tried to keep it pretty simple. There's a ton of tools, and I'm happy to talk to you about after the presentation or hop on a call with you all. This one's notes. So you could see here, how many attended KBiz? Right, KBiz just happened. So here's Jacqueline Isaac of Donnie Douglas. She was like 24-hour in Vegas. And you can see her personality shines through here. I mean, this is Jacqueline to a T, right? She's making the most of her trip. She's having fun. KBiz, 2 days to connect. Let's connect. Event tonight. And then KBiz show, right? So you could have done that with today. You can do that with any event you're attending, a partnership, updating people if you're on a site with a client. There's tons of different ways you could be creative about using the notes. What Instagram does, it prioritizes notes. So if you put a note, you're gonna come up first in people's feeds. If you do this now and you go and look on your Instagram, you could see at the top, people with notes come up before people without notes. So it's definitely something easy to do that can put you in front of people quicker and faster. That's an easy one, right? If we just did that, you guys are set. You just left, okay, I'm gonna put a note in. And I would give yourself homework to do that right before you leave this room, to say where you're at and what you're doing.
Excuse me, is that where it says what's on your mind?
Do you see, yes. Yeah, do you see all the people across that'll come up? It gives you a little plus. It's on your profile pic.
Okay.
Yeah. And you could also, I'm not telling you all to be passive aggressive or make people work really hard for that note, but you could put something in there that prompts someone to message you. What's going on? Be like, I am so excited. Someone might, what's going on? Why are you so excited? What's happening, right? This is collabs, right? Here's one for anthropology and Benjamin Reinhardt, Michelle's good friend right over there. So this is also another way to get your content out. So if you're posting, say you go to a showroom, one of the showrooms here, right? And you posted a picture and you ask them if they will allow you to collaborate. Now they might have to go through some marketing hoops and put you in contact with that person, but if you're both the social media person on their team, but if you're both collaborators when you post the photo, and I can give you directions how to do that, I could give you my card and we could do that later, but you'll both be shown in each other's feeds. So that's like double power. You'll be seeing, and then perhaps you'll get followers from their feed as well, and engagement. It literally just shows up in both your feeds. So collabs are a great way. Now this is obviously a collaboration that he had that was a campaign, right? They work together, they have multiple assets, they have a partnership. I'm sure there's a licensing agreement. It doesn't have to be this. It could be just a visit somewhere. It could be a charity that you're working with, because it's just a matter of doubling up on that awareness. Use your knowledge to create valuable content, paid and free, right? How many of you are active on your website, or it's just existing as like a brochure site, meaning you just put content up and haven't touched it maybe a couple years? How many of you were active adding things to it, like blogging or guides? So this is a client of ours, Sharon Sherman. She has 40 plus years of kitchen and bath advice and guidance to give interior designers. She's asked at every event she goes to from interior designers for information, and they easily needed something they can access. She's had consulting time with designers. So she created these guides, has them available online through social, and people are able to download and easily get information from her. And there is all the different ways on a post, on a reel, through your link in your profile that she can share this information. It's actually a URL code to her guides if you guys want to click on that, and it goes to a page on her website where you can purchase those guides with all of her 40 plus years of knowledge in kitchen and bath. Are you all thinking in your brain, what do I have to offer? What's my expertise? And I really recommend in Instagram, one of the things you could focus on this year is, how do I differentiate myself? Whether it's stylistically, whether it's regionally, whether it's like kitchen and bath design advice for interior designers. Think about that, and you could really set yourself apart on Instagram as well. So these are Instagram Lives for direct interaction. There's an opportunity to have a subscription. Now you can do this when you have 10,000 plus followers, right? So it's not for everyone, but you can also subscribe to other content creators and designers' accounts to get ideas for your own social. So it's a great way to just see what other people are doing, what people consider valuable, what people will pay for. And then this is how you set that up here too, right? It's just another way to get some passive income, affiliate marketing. Do any of you do any of that affiliate marketing? Where you work with a business, sell their product online? This is one option. This is really at a second level, but that is also another way. Your content strategy. So let's talk about, okay, these are all great things. Now what do I put on? What do I do? What is that thing that I do that actually use these tools for? So you want to use content that invites meaningful interaction. You want to have a consistent brand voice. If you speak a certain way, and a lot of designers that I spoke with will hire a social media manager or an agency, and they haven't gone through the brand voice part of that work. They literally just hand over the reins to their social media. I recommend, if you're hiring anyone, that you go through a brand voice exercise. You explain who you are, you show other pieces that you've written, maybe you record how you speak. There's tons of information that you give to that person to maintain your voice online, because there's nothing worse than someone's coming back to you, like a client, and saying, I follow you on Instagram and it really doesn't sound like you, or it doesn't look like you. And so you can nip that in bud before you even start. Because you should not get lost when you give your work to someone else. They should just be supporting you in your voice. Behind the scenes glimpses that build connection. There's a lot of times that you go on site, right? Things happen, and you're wishing, you're like, oh, I wish I would have filmed that, or I wish I would have caught that. Other people would really enjoy the behind-the-scenes action that's going on. Exclusive previews are insights and direct responses that strengthen relationships. And it's up to you if you want to share the good, bad, the ugly, right? You know, I think people really like to see the authenticity within bounds, right? We don't want to be sharing proprietary information, or we don't want to be upsetting clients, but feel like where you'll be comfortable in sharing, basically. The days of like not sharing, and again, just putting pictures up of projects is what's holding you back from breaking through and connecting with people. Content that invites meaningful interactions. Are you able to click this for a minute so people could see? So this is Jojo Bar. I just wanted you to all, back here. You could just click on here and then it should play. And if we're unable to play this, it's not playing, okay. If we're unable to play this, you're all gonna have this and you're gonna see the examples. But what Jojo does in this piece, she goes and talks about a frequent question that she gets about foyers, about how to design it, and she goes through and shows the elements in the foyer that you can put in order to make the room look larger. And it was just a very simple question that she got over and over again that she decided to do a video and share. Sorry about that. I think my power got taken from me. So yeah, just the key here and the theme that you should get from all of this is just to be authentic, share a meaningful experience. If it's something a client asks you often, maybe it's time to create content for it. Here's Avery, and on hers, she gave a tutorial. She was constantly asked why her beds always look so beautiful. Styling questions, right? The room just doesn't end up like that. We put a lot of hard work into that. You might have the photographer, you might have the stylist hired. That person might be you. You might be doing all of it. So people are gonna wanna know how that beautiful end result happened, and she goes through that on this post here, on her reel. Here's a cheat sheet, say that 10 times, for sticky storytelling. I think that's really cool, right up here. So, hook. Adjust your microphone, right? Some of this are no-brainers, but they're good to have the checklists. I say my son, he's in a band, and every time they go, they forget something. I said, would it kill you to have a checklist? Just like go at boom, 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 boom. Even though you think you know everything, that's what this could serve for you, right? Adjust your microphone, start from an unusual angle, hold your pet to the camera. Just think of like unique ways to get that angle and start and get that immediate hook. Cut off fluff, get to the point, remove unnecessary details. Speak to your audience, avoid speaking at them. Again, pretend they're in the room when you're filming. Ask questions that make them feel and seen and understood. How many of you would not be comfortable being on camera? It's okay. You know, there's a workaround for this. You could record yourself and then have the images or video and do the audio over. So you don't have to put yourself in it. You can do photos with the side of you, your hands, working. You can work around all of that and still be authentic and showcase your personality. Ask questions that make them feel seen and heard and understood. You're gonna get those questions. Again, if it's not online, because you have to get that moving, you get them in person, I'm sure, right? Just this week, you're probably gonna have 5 questions that you could write down that someone asked you. And even if it's the simplest question that you're like, okay, just put it up there and put it out there on social. Use a struggle solution format. Identify a common pain point that your audience faces and talk to them about it. Hence, we had the making the bed and the pillows. Share your personal solution with clear, actionable steps. Very simple. Content repurposing. Work smarter, not harder, right? Turn project photos into carousels. Carousels are great because you are getting people to swipe and stay longer on the post. That's important. That is one factor that they make for giving you more, having you come up in the feeds more. Transform client FAQs into educational reels. Really wish we can show this one here. I don't think we can click it. Convert design processes into story highlights, and repurpose blog content into carousel posts, and create themed content collections as guides. So this is an example of a client that I have that we record our weekly conversation with her, and then we pull tidbits for audio. Here she was talking about sconces and why she hates overhead lighting, and everybody knows as soon as she walks in the room, she starts shutting it off everywhere. So how sconces are really important to her. And so we took a clip of that and we put it on. Here's another one from the content section to the carousel. Again, another carousel. Posting questions that people have asked. She's putting all of them in there. She's like, these are the questions you're asking, and people are scrolling and looking at them. Something so simple, right? Instagram SEO. So there's another part to this work. There's people type words in Google. People type words in Instagram. They become search engines, right? So these social platforms are also wanting you to include those important SEO, those search engine words and keywords into your content. So there's ways to do that. There's in your bio. So you should all absolutely have where you work, what your focus is, any unique words that people come to you for, if it's aging in place, if you're known for like full home renovations, if you're known for coastal style, whatever those things that make you unique, make sure you have them in there. Searchable captions, relevant keywords. Need to explain here, that's for me. Obviously, in your captions, look at them beyond just the words that you're putting down. You want to contribute?
Oh, no, I was just giving you.
Oh, my 30 minutes. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So here again, putting those words within the captions and alt text. So alt text is something used for, you can go into Facebook and on your photo and add that, and it's for the hearing impaired for the video, and it could also come up in the search. So you definitely want to take advantage of that alt text ability to add that. Consistent hashtags. There used to be 15, now it's like 5. Some say don't use them. We're all still experimenting. I say do under 5, use words that are very relevant, but what they do say is use them over and over. So if you're doing coastal homes, use it over and over. If you're doing small spaces, use it over and over. If you're an organizer, just always use those keywords over again in your posts. Consistency is very important. And then location tagging. You put a photo up, and if it's from a city, put it up there, right? I know clients might not want to share their specific locations, right? But if you go to a store, you put the location up there, there's you in the store, you come up in the search for that city. So if someone's looking into a city on Instagram and they see you and they're looking for a designer, great, you're in it, right? You're being found. Beyond followers, these are things people care about now. Saves, shares, well, things Instagram cares about now and how you become found more. Saves, shares, clicking. The platform really wants you to stay native to the platform, so it's very hard to get people to click off. They make it very hard, but if you have like an offer, like Sharon did with her guides, you can get people off. So that would be one way to assess how your content's doing. DM inquiries, right? Where did you get that sofa? Questions that they're asking you, and then that could turn, if someone's asking about a certain piece in your photo over and over again, you know this is something you should create a post about. And then comment quality and length. So this is how every month when you get together with your compatibility partner here that you work with, you can kind of go through and talk about what's working, what's not working, and decide which of these are going to be important to you, because you don't have to track everything, but track something that you're going to see if what you're doing is working. You'll see follower count is not on here. It's the whole point of this, right? Getting beyond that. Analyzing your most successful content patterns, identifying gaps, generating caption ideas, researching trending topics, creating consistent posting schedules. This one, you all have that down. Like, you are the trendsetters. So you could even, you can see in the magazines what people are writing about. You can see what you're seeing. That's something you all do very well and should have no problem. And then also Pinterest puts out a trend report every year that you can look up to kind of see. They just put one out actually late, which is interesting. Power of collaboration. This is what I'd like you to all work on today. This sheet I created for you all to kind of like find partners throughout the day who might have complementary skills, and then make a commitment to each other to maybe hop on a Zoom call once a month or meet for coffee once a month to see if you're doing the things that are helping you move forward on Instagram and build awareness and convert clients. Any questions of any of this? There's collaboration ideas on here for you. And it doesn't need to be anything. If you're just getting together to make sure you're each just doing the things you need to do, that's a start. But doing it alone is hard. Power of collaboration. Why it works: expanded reach to new audiences, shared resources and expertise. Maybe you have someone who is phenomenal at styling that could give you tips, and then perhaps you're incredible at photography. So you're just helping and supporting each other. Cross-promotion opportunities, algorithm boost from increased engagement, and stronger community connections. And this could also be maybe someone just really gets Instagram really well and you don't, but you understand storytelling. Like you get brand positioning to a T, so you both can balance each other out. Collaboration models, right? Sharing posts on each other's accounts, be a part of challenges and series, taking over each other's accounts, joining Instagram Lives and Q&As, and theme content around shared interests. This should be fun, right? This should be fun to get together with someone who's also in your industry, balance each other. If you're non-competitive, right? Maybe you're East Coast, West Coast. Maybe there's different things that you offer. Get together and you learn from one each other and be accountable to one each other. Who's your dream collaborators? There's someone in here right now. Maybe you're already thinking, oh, I know so-and-so's work. I love them. We should talk. Ideal Instagram collaborators. Again, we talked about this a little bit. Similar demographics, but not direct competitors. Shared values. That's also a really good one. So you want to make sure that you have an equal commitment level as well. True fans. So this is where I leave you for your action plan. You're going to audit your current followers and see what's happening now. And you will all get this presentation later as well. Create a content plan, focusing on those deeper connections. There's examples in here of how you could do that, right? And implement one new strategy this week. If you had to do one new thing, which we already have homework, right? You're just going to put on your note that you're here today. So that's one thing that you could do. Reach out to a potential collaborator and set up a proper measurement system, looking at that list of different things, whether it's saves, shares, messages, clients, right? That's our biggest conversion. We want clients. Why do all this work, right? Q&A, time to play. You all have a bingo card and bingo markers. So what we're going to do is there's columns here, and I'm basically going to ask you the question. If you did do this, you're going to stamp yes, and whoever has bingo first is going to win a sparkly mug. So, all right. Everybody ready? Spin the wheel, right? We need the noise. When I was little, it was like cigarette smoked room, so we don't have that either, which is really nice. Have you ever created a carousel post? If it's yes or no, so just stamp it if you did. Carousel post is more than one photo in a post. 2 counts, even if it's 2 photos. Wow, some of these are hard to get the, yeah. We'll be here tomorrow trying to get the ink, right? Okay, good. All right, next. Do you introduce yourself on a post every few months? This is a really good one. That's another thing you could do this week. So on your post, it could be that, or it could just be a picture of yourself that you put on Instagram, and then you write, "Hi, I'm Jane. I've been working interior designer for the past 10 years. Thank you. If you don't know who I am, this is who I am. Thank you for following me." It's just literally like a paragraph, and some of my clients, what we'll do is we'll pin it. So anyone that comes to their Instagram feed, even if you did it 6 months ago, it's pinned there, and they meet you. And then every few months, you can come up again and do a new one for a new set of people. It could be a picture, it could be a video. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You might get a photo you love of yourself, and then be like, oh, I'm going to do this as my new introduction post this week. Have you created educational content? It could be anything. You've told somebody something. Yeah, that's bingo. I'm going all over. Oh, you have to know where I am. Okay, so I'm right here. Okay. So far it was the first column, the top one, the third column, the first one, and the fourth column, the third one, down. All right. Column 2, the top one, have you created video content in the past month? Yep. Every day. Say again? Have you created video content in the past month? It's the second column, first one. All right. Everybody know where we are? Everybody can find them? We didn't account for the finding your questions. Do you save your Instagram stories as highlights? Fourth column, first one. Fourth column, first one. Second column, third one down. Do you use Instagram stories regularly? First column, fourth one. Have you used Reels for your design content? So basically, do you put your rooms and your spaces and anything that you work on, mood boards, flat lays? Third column, first one. Do you respond to every comment? Third column, first one. Right. First column, second question. Have you used Instagram's close friends feature? We just learned that today. That was where you make the list of friends and then share content with them. Do you have a blog on your website? That is the second one of the fourth column. Do you have a blog on your website? So what you would do on Instagram is you would share the link to your blog and talk about it as a post or a reel. You could share the link to it in your stories. Fourth column, first one. Do you use location tagging in your posts? Up. We got 2. Who were the first 2 that went up? It doesn't matter. Who's got it? You got it? We got 1, 2. All right. If you got bingo, give me your card and I will mail you your mug. All right. You got? All right. You have a card? If you did win and you're not getting a mug, bring it to me and I will send it to you. Or I'll give you my card and you can message me. Yeah? All right. So hopefully this was fun, and hopefully also you could take this card to just kind of keep you in check, to do the things that are on here. You know, is that how many are using AI? All right. Everyone feeling really good about AI, using Claude, ChatGPT, all the different tools. Maybe you're using it for some of your design process too. So we have a guide. This will also be in the presentation sent to you for just interior designers and content creation. So it'll help you come up with your social media captions. It'll help you come up with your blogging, all of it, how to maintain your voice, which I told you is all really important for Instagram. So if you're comfortable trying AI, whether you're a veteran, in the past year you've been using it, or you need to learn how to use it, this will be helpful for you. And it's free. All you have to do is enter your email and you get it right away. Everybody good to move from here? And then this bit about us. This is our plug for Ultraviolet. We have a done-for-you SEO and social media package just for interior designers, so you're welcome to learn about that too. I am now ready to answer any Q&A you might have. And thank you for spending the morning with me. Thank you. Sure. On your phone notes, so if you want to open up your profile, okay, if you press your face in the bottom right, and then you see there's your face, there's a plus, press the plus. Well, that's going into stories right now. Wait, hold on. What's new on the top? And then you could put a note right in it. So it allows you to. Are you in Instagram? Yeah. There you go. And then you can post right in what's new. And then that other plus that was there was a shortcut to do a reel. So everybody see where your face is? You see there's that what's new? If you press that, and then in what's new, you can type in. Yeah, it's right there. Share a note. You just press that.
Oh, share a note.
Yep. And then you can type in there. And then you're going to type, and you can start typing what you want to say. So yeah, that would be a great step for you all to take at ADAC, learning. Okay. But have any other questions?
Okay, I've got a microphone, so can
Sure.
you, I'm Denise, and I think my question is kind of a two-part, is around, I know everyone's a little bit different, but are we trying to engage more our true fans or gain new followers? Because two things, you mentioned, it used to be I'd put 30 hashtags, and you were saying under 5 and use them over and over. It used to be they gave you guidelines. Do you want a really broad hashtag, like interior design, or do you want it really smaller? And also, I saw one new feature that you can make your reels just go to non-followers is coming out.
Yes, yeah. They're trying to get people used to using the reels more and more. Like right now, I went to go press the plus and it allowed me to put a reel, right? So they want you to get used to it, because if they come out with the new app that's just reels, they want to get people transitioning and getting used to that. As far as like true fans are people that become actively engaged with you. And then these are some of the techniques and tips to do that. Obviously, you need to bring new people in, but one of the strategies is to bring new people in through those people that are engaging. So you're going to want to start commenting on their feeds, engaging on their stories. So that would be first. It doesn't mean that someone may not find you because of a post that you did that is getting more boost in the discovery, or that maybe they searched a hashtag and found you, but you really want to focus on those existing people and their followers becoming new fans.
So hashtags aren't as important anymore.
The jury is actually out on that. It's like, I would do them, but definitely you don't want to do so many that you're telling the algorithm I'm spammy. Anything that looks spammy, we just want to avoid doing.
Hi. I had a quick question about
now there's a feature, I guess, that you can do like sponsored posts or like pay for that.
Yeah.
Would you rather, or what do you think it's like better to weigh in on? Engaging more with like your followers and like your content and all that stuff, or actually paying for certain posts to get into non-followers feeds?
So pay to play is a thing. They want you to spend money, right? But you need to really understand the tool and use it to the best of your ability just from the start. So you want to be actively using as much as these tools, because even if you sponsor something, Instagram is still going to be giving preference over people that are active and use the most of the platform. It's like if you went to a networking event once in a while, instead of often, and you were in it and you knew the people and you knew the organizers, that's how you have to think of Instagram. I need to be actively engaging, using their tools, and then if something that you have does well. So think of it this way, you don't want to put money into something that's not doing well, right? Because it's kind of like, okay, well, it's not doing well for a reason. We need to understand that reason. But if you have something that you post, you're using the tools and it's doing well, then you consider putting money into it. The other thing is, how many of you press boosted, they boost a post and put money behind that? Okay. If you're doing that, I would recommend that you go into, and again, this is another level, I can help you after, but if you are going to advertise, do it through Meta, do it through the dashboard, your business profile, instead of boosting it from your phone. They have extra fees, and it's also, they say the performance isn't better, like based on the data that we're seeing. So if you are going to advertise anything, they say, oh, sponsor this. They try to give you little tips and get you to do things. Do it through the Meta, and do it with content that's already doing well. Was that helpful? Okay.
Any more questions?
All right. Anybody have questions about the partner checklist? Because I really hope you all find your dream partner today, and then you guys can get started and have some help here staying accountable. All right. Thank you so much.